welcome to the Weekly Buzz. I'm Buzz Lagos. Today we're going to talk about Minnesota's match against Edmonton and view a couple plays in that game. We'll look forward to the game against Atlanta this coming weekend at home and see what kind of attack Minnesota can expect from the Atlanta side. When Minnesota attacks with some good one-touch passing, some good runs off the ball, that's when you start to break the other team's defense down, and then you start to create good scoring chances for your team. Here we have Edmonton looking up to play a long ball up the field to the forward. Forward gets a touch, but it hits Justin Davis' head in Minnesota's possession. Good possession right now. Just knocking it around, building up. See runner, midfielder's getting forward. Ball comes back, played back to the defender. Now, good penetrating pass. Pablo Campos comes to the ball, gets a half turn. This is what makes this play happen. Finds the wide player, Miguel Ibarra. Justin Davis makes a great run to open up Miguel. Pablo's feet again, and creates a great opportunity for Miguel Ibarra to finish that one off and just right at the keeper, El Centro. He's got to find a corner with that one. If we just look at some of the key plays in this one, I thought the key play was the ball played to Pablo Campos. Just notice it comes into him. Pablo did make a little 5-yard run back to the ball, and he just gets the defender, tries to come around one side of him. Pablo just gets a turn, facing upfield the ball, sees Miguel Ibarra wide. Justin Davis makes the overlapping run. It opens up the channel now for Miguel Ibarra to run inside as the defenders switch positions. We see a defender coming on Miguel Ibarra with Justin Davis making his run around Ibarra. Miguel controls the ball. The defender now goes with Justin Davis. The second defender comes in. Miguel now can run inside him. Makes an inside run. And again, another ball to Pablo Campos. Gets in the box, gets good position. Ball to his feet. Looking for options. Look at a subtle run by Christian Ramirez. Drawing defenders with them. Can Pablo get it past him? Look at the defenders in a space there. Is Johnny Steele on for a little 1-2 with Pablo, but also kind of tight. There's not much space behind the defense. The keeper's right there. So the choice of Miguel Ibarra is probably the best option that Pablo had. When Miguel makes a run, notice he drifts out a little bit. Doesn't go right toward the ball. Angles in a little bit, then curls back out again to get a good position so we can attack the ball and get the shot on goal. If he does a beeline straight in, then he's not going to have a good angle to get a shot up. So he kind of runs sideways, angled run, curls back out a little bit there so he can go come and attack the ball and get some power going through the ball. Ideally, Miguel finds that shot to probably the far post area if he could, but it's a tough one to get to. You know, he's in a tight crowd. He's just trying to get that shot on frame. And ideally, though, if you get a little more swing of the leg and get it to the right of the keeper into that far post, he might even have had a goal in that situation. Van Oak was positioned well. Minnesota was pressing against Edmonton. They were trying to get another goal. The score was tied, and they were trying to figure out a way to get 3 points of this road game. And when you press, you leave yourself a little bit vulnerable. Minnesota's a throw-in deep in Edmonton's territory. You want to get some possession. You want to get the ball to people's feet or to the head, but that's where we get in trouble. The pass by Ramirez, Edmonton wins the ball. The ball is released. Edmonton player is able to get his head up and see what's going on. And now it's good vision. Hits a wonderful long ball in the counterattack, finding Lance Lang out in the flank. Thiago's closing down. Lang gets a good ball across, and Amiobi, just in the far post, gets a great finish and scores in a classic counterattack situation. How could Minnesota defend differently to eliminate this great counterattack goal by Edmonton? Well, a couple things. One, right here, with this crowd, many times you want to go the other way. So if Christian can fake that pass and go the other way, we still have the ball and good things might be happening overall. Instead, Edmonton wins the ball. We're pressed up, trying to get a goal, trying to make things happen in this game, trying to get that go-ahead goal. If Aaron Pitchcone can step up sooner and get closer to that server so he can't just get his head up and take all the time in the world and hit a beautiful 60, 70-yard pass in the air behind the defense. That's one thing, let's maybe slow it down. You notice we're trying to match up. Cristiano Diaz is tight on Amiobi. Cavano is getting close to Lang. Venegas recognizing danger and trying to get back quickly too. But if you notice, Cristiano Diaz stepped into that space too early. He got too tight on Amiobi. When the player can deliver a pass like was delivered by the Edmonton midfielder, the defenders have to hang back. You can't hold that offside line because runners can just run right by you and time it perfectly. Kevin Venegas is trying to make the run back to help, but he's focusing a little bit too much. Oh, look right now. Suddenly he knows Amiobi. He wanted to see Amiobi another 10 yards sooner. How does he see him? He looks over his shoulder. Or Cristiano Diaz says, Kevin, drop back, man behind you. So you want to get more of a diagonal run toward Ameobi, because Ameobi doesn't have a straight line to goal like that. And the final thing is Mitch Hildebrand. We often call a sideway goal another window. The goalkeeper wants to block that cross. And if you notice, Mitch is in a decent position. As the ball comes across, he should be exploding to his left to that ball, diving laterally to get the ball. He kind of reaches and falls and stumbles his feet. Should be an explosive off his left foot plant, and boom, the explosive dive. Get that left hand behind the ball and block it or stop it or catch it. But don't let it run across the goal mouth like that for an easy goal for Ameobi. You have a tough Atlanta team with good defending. They have good numbers in the box. They want to score goals. They're not afraid to attack on the road. They'll come at us too. Player's taking a player on, sees Shaka open up. Shaka controls the ball, starts looking the other way, a little movement on the ball, then plays it back wide again to Black. Gets a cross in, and the ball pops off his head just very fortuitously right to Shaka, who just hits a cracker shot into the goal. A couple things I like about Atlanta in this situation. Again, Shaka's skill with the ball, holding the ball in at the top of the box, looking the other way, then going back to Black. And then Shaka makes his run back to the top of the D. Black gets that cross in. Count the Atlanta players committed to the attack. You see four. They four across. I'd rather see them stagger a little bit more, but still 4 players committed in that box to that ball with Shaka at the top of the box, and the ball just comes to him very cleanly and boom, just hits a cracker shot in that corner. Defensively, what could Carolina do differently? You see Scott closing that near post runner down. He somehow stumbles on him. They falls down. It looks like he just bounces it, I don't think intentionally, off his head. You see Osaki. When the ball's wide with Black, he's just got to take that glance over his shoulder. He's got to see Shaka just a few steps back. You know, he turns and just ball watches instead of backing up a bit, seeing the ball and trying to see Shaka at the same time, so he can be there to intercept that pass or block Shaka's chance on goal. But great commitment to attack by Atlanta, and it's something we can look forward to this coming weekend. Minnesota faced a formidable opponent in Atlanta this weekend. Atlanta's only given up 3 goals in 5 games, very tough defensively. How does Minnesota break them down? Again, the good combination passing, one-touch balls in the box, runners running off the ball, you know, finding those channels, using deceptiveness but quickness in their play. But now they need quality crosses that are driven and bend away from the keepers so they're not easily handled, and we can find the heads of our forwards and create more good opportunities to score goals. Defensively, again, the same kind of tough defense. Atlanta's going to throw numbers forward. They do like to attack. They will attack on the road. You saw in the clip how they had numbers in the box in that goal at Carolina, and they'll do the same thing in Minnesota. So we have to get back defensively, good position, and pick up the runners and close players down and play with the same pressure we did in the last 2 games. Last 2 games, Minnesota's played very well defensively, both overall against San Antonio and Edmonton. Looking forward to another great match at the National Sports Center.